Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. Today, we are going to explore the story behind this iconic coin, its value, and why it can fetch a price of $155,000. The Eisenhower dollar was first minted in 1971 as part of an effort to honor the 34th President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower. This coin was unique because it marked the end of a long-standing tradition of smaller dollar coins in circulation. It was the first dollar coin to be produced by the U.S. Mint in over 30 years, after the peace dollar was discontinued in 1935. The design of the Eisenhower dollar was meant to celebrate not only Eisenhower's legacy, but also the Apollo 11 moon landing. The reverse of the coin features an image of the moon landing, with an eagle landing on the lunar surface, carrying an olive branch. The Eisenhower dollar was made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, and the coin was a large and hefty piece, weighing about 22.68 grams and measuring 38.1 millimeters in diameter. It was quite a noticeable coin, and its size made it stand out from other coins in circulation. The obverse of the coin features a bust of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by Frank Gasparo, while the reverse shows an eagle in flight and the moon landing, a design inspired by the historic achievement of the Apollo 11 mission. At the time of its release, the Eisenhower dollar wasn't particularly popular with the public. It was considered too large and bulky for everyday use, and many people found it cumbersome to carry around. Despite this, it still became a staple in coin collections, and collectors began to take notice of its potential value over time. While many of the Eisenhower dollars produced in 1971 were made in large quantities and are relatively easy to find today, certain variations of this coin can be worth a lot more than their face value. One of the key factors that determine the value of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is its condition. Coins that have been kept in mint condition, often referred to as uncirculated or proof coins, are the most valuable. These coins are in pristine condition and have never been used in circulation. Over time, the demand for these coins has grown, as collectors seek out rare and well-preserved pieces to add to their collections. Another important factor in determining the value of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is its minting variations. While most of the coins minted in 1971 were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, some of them were also produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints. These coins, particularly those with unique features such as special mint marks, are more valuable than their standard counterparts. Additionally, certain 1971 Eisenhower dollars were struck in silver, making them even rarer and more sought after by collectors. Now, you may be wondering just how much the 1971 Eisenhower dollar can be worth today. While most Eisenhower dollars from this year are worth only a few dollars in circulated condition, some of the rarer variations can fetch astronomical prices. For example, a proof coin or a silver version of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar can be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars depending on its condition and rarity. However, there is one particular 1971 Eisenhower dollar that has made headlines in the world of numismatics. This coin, a unique era coin, was originally sold at auction for an astounding price of $155,000. This specific coin, which had an unusual double strike error, became one of the most expensive Eisenhower dollars ever sold. Its rarity and the error in its minting process contributed to its high value, and it became a sought-after piece for serious collectors. The price of $155,000 is not an exaggeration when it comes to this coin's worth. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar, despite being initially overlooked by many, has become a symbol of numismatic value and historical significance. The coin's size, design, and the rare minting errors that some of them possess have made it a valuable item for collectors. And with the right combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance, it's not hard to see why some collectors would be willing to pay such a hefty sum for a single coin. In conclusion, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is much more than just a piece of currency. It's a fascinating part of American history and a valuable collector's item. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual coin enthusiast, understanding the value and history of the Eisenhower dollar can open your eyes to the world of coin collecting. And if you happen to come across a rare, well-preserved version of this coin, you might just find yourself holding on to a piece of history worth $155,000. Top 2. We're diving into the details of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, its value, and the reasons why certain versions of this coin are worth an incredible amount of money. The Eisenhower dollar was first introduced in 1971 as part of the U.S. Mint's efforts to commemorate the legacy of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. It also sought to honor the historic Apollo 11 moon landing, which had taken place just 2 years earlier. The coin is striking not only because of its size but also due to the symbolism it carries. The front features a portrait of President Eisenhower, while the reverse depicts an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, a tribute to peace and the success of the lunar landing. In 1972, the second year of the Eisenhower dollar's production, the coin was minted in large quantities, yet it still became a fascinating part of American coinage. With its large, silver-colored design, the Eisenhower dollar stood out among other coins. It was initially made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, which gave it a sturdy feel, and it weighed 22.68 grams and measured 38.1 millimeters in diameter. Although the size of the coin was one of the reasons for its initial unpopularity, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar has since become a highly sought-after collector's item. As with most collectible coins, the value of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar depends largely on a few key factors, including its rarity, condition, and any potential errors it might have. While most of the 1972 Eisenhower dollars are not particularly rare, there are certain variations of the coin that are much more valuable than the standard issue. For example, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar was produced at several mints, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco Mint, and the different mint marks can influence the coin's worth. One of the most important aspects to consider when evaluating the value of a 1972 Eisenhower dollar is its condition. Coins that are in uncirculated or proof condition are worth far more than those that have been heavily circulated. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in regular commerce and maintain a pristine appearance. These coins are highly desirable to collectors, as they represent a piece of history that has been well preserved. Another important factor to look out for is any minting errors. In some cases, a coin might have a misstrike, double strike, or other unique features that set it apart from the standard version. These errors are rare and can significantly increase the value of a coin. While the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is not particularly famous for having large numbers of errors, there are some specific variations that are worth much more than the typical version. Of course, when it comes to valuing rare coins, the scarcity and demand play a huge role. Certain 1972 Eisenhower dollars, especially those with silver content or unique error features, can fetch a high price at auctions and from collectors. Among these, the most valuable ones are those that were minted with a high degree of precision and a small number of imperfections, making them special and hard to find. One particular example that showcases just how much a 1972 Eisenhower dollar can be worth occurred at an auction where a rare coin, known for its unique characteristics, fetched an astounding $145,000. This particular coin, which featured an unexpected minting error, became a prized possession for collectors. The error in the minting process, which made the coin stand out from the rest, was the key factor that drove its value up to such a remarkable price. While most 1972 Eisenhower dollars won't reach anywhere near that price, the idea that a coin that was once considered common could be worth such a fortune is a testament to the unpredictable world of coin collecting. This particular coin's high value was driven by its error, rarity, and the demand from collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for a piece of history. And while this is an extreme example, it shows how valuable a seemingly ordinary coin can become when it carries unique qualities or has a particular history behind it. For those who own a 1972 Eisenhower dollar or are considering adding one to their collection, it's important to remember that condition, rarity, and any special features or minting errors are the key factors that determine the coin's worth. Most 1972 Eisenhower dollars are valued at only a few dollars if they are circulated and in average condition, but those in pristine condition or with unique characteristics can fetch much higher prices. For example, silver versions of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, often produced as special editions or proof coins, tend to be more valuable than the standard copper-nickel variety. In conclusion, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is not just another piece of currency, it's a piece of American history. Whether you are a casual collector or a serious numismatist, understanding the significance of this coin, its variations, and the factors that influence its value is essential. If you're lucky enough to come across a rare 1972 Eisenhower dollar, or if you already own one, it's exciting to know that certain versions of this coin can be worth as much as $145,000. Top 3. The United States has produced countless coins throughout its history, but some have become legendary, capturing the interest of both collectors and casual enthusiasts. One such coin is the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. At first glance, this coin may seem like just another piece of currency from the 1970s, but its significance and value have grown over time, making it a key item in the world of numismatics. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history, design, and most importantly, the value of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. And by the end, you'll understand why this coin could be worth $125,000. The Eisenhower dollar was introduced by the U.S. Mint in 1971, following the discontinuation of the peace dollar in 1935. This coin was designed to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who served as the 34th President of the United States, as well as to commemorate the monumental achievement of the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. The reverse of the coin features an eagle landing on the moon, symbolizing the historic success of the mission, while the obverse carries a portrait of Eisenhower himself, designed by Frank Gasparo. By 1974, the Eisenhower dollar had been in circulation for a few years, but it was still struggling to gain popularity among the American public. The coin was large and heavy, which made it impractical for everyday use. Many people simply didn't want to carry such a bulky coin around. Despite this, the 1974 version of the Eisenhower dollar remains an important part of the U.S. Mint's history. With its 38.1 mm diameter and 22.68 grams of weight, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar had a distinctive and noticeable presence compared to the smaller coins circulating at the time. While the design and composition of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar were similar to those of its predecessors, there were some interesting differences when it came to the specifics of minting. The U.S. Mint produced this coin in several variations, which would later impact its value. Like many coins, the condition of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins that were kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth much more than those that were used in daily transactions. In fact, coins that are in mint condition and have never been in circulation are considered highly valuable among collectors. One important point to mention about the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is its metal composition. While most of the coins produced in this era were made from a copper-nickel clad composition, some of the 1974 Eisenhower dollars were made with 40% silver. These silver versions were produced specifically for collectors and were not intended for regular circulation. The 40% silver version is significantly rarer than the copper-nickel variety, which makes it far more valuable today. Silver coins, as a rule, tend to be worth more than their copper-nickel counterparts, thanks to the precious metal content. As with many other coins, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar saw varying levels of production across different U.S. Mint locations. Coins minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco all have slightly different characteristics, with the San Francisco Mint producing proof versions that are particularly popular among collectors. These proof coins, struck multiple times to ensure a high-quality finish, are some of the most sought-after versions of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. The proof coins are especially valuable if they are in pristine, uncirculated condition. But it's not just the standard versions of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar that are valuable. There are certain rare versions of the coin that can be worth a small fortune, thanks to minting errors. Some 1974 Eisenhower dollars feature unique characteristics such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or other unusual features that were caused by mistakes during the minting process. These errors are incredibly rare, and when they do occur, they make the coin far more desirable to collectors, who are willing to pay a premium for these exceptional pieces. Now, you might be wondering just how much the 1974 Eisenhower dollar can be worth in today's market. The vast majority of these coins, in typical circulated condition, are worth only a few dollars. However, as we dig deeper into the rare versions and high-quality specimens, the price can soar to much higher amounts. Coins that are in uncirculated condition or feature special characteristics such as the 40% silver content or rare minting errors can fetch much higher prices. One particularly rare 1974 Eisenhower dollar, which featured a unique minting error, sold for a jaw-dropping $125,000. This coin, with its unusual characteristics, captured the attention of numismatic collectors and was eventually sold at auction for a remarkable sum. While such instances are rare, they highlight how the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, once considered just another coin from the 1970s, can be worth an extraordinary amount of money. The combination of rarity, condition, and sometimes a bit of luck can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a prized possession that fetches a fortune. In conclusion, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a piece of currency. It's a valuable piece of history and a prized item for serious collectors. Whether it's a proof coin, a silver version, or a coin with a rare minting error, there are plenty of ways in which this coin can stand out from the crowd and become worth significantly more than its face value. While most 1974 Eisenhower dollars may not reach the $125,000 mark, it's clear that the right combination of rarity and condition can make this coin one of the most valuable in American numismatics. So, if you happen to come across one, make sure to take a closer look. You may just be holding a treasure worth $125,000. Top 4. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the story of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar, the factors that determine its value, and why it can be worth a staggering $105,000. The Eisenhower dollar was first minted in 1971, designed to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower and commemorate the achievements of the Apollo 11 moon landing. The coin features Eisenhower's portrait on the obverse and an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch on the reverse. While the coin itself was large, heavy, and not particularly popular for everyday use, it has become a significant piece of U.S. history. By the time the 1979 version was produced, the Eisenhower dollar had already made its mark as a notable part of American currency. The 1979 Eisenhower dollar stands out for a number of reasons. For one, it marked the final year the coin was produced in regular circulation, before the U.S. Mint transitioned to the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979. Although the Eisenhower dollar was not widely circulated due to its size and impracticality for daily use, it still had its place in the coin collection world. What many collectors may not realize is that there are several variations of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar that can be quite valuable depending on factors like mint mark, condition, and rarity. Mint marks play a significant role in the value of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar. Coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint did not have a mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint carry a D mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced special proof coins, which are highly coveted by collectors due to their exceptional quality. The proof coins from 1979, in particular, are often the most desirable because they were struck multiple times to ensure a smooth, polished finish, making them stand out from their regular counterparts. Another important factor to consider when assessing the value of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar is the coin's condition. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth far more than those that have been in circulation. Uncirculated coins have no wear or damage from being handled, and they maintain their original luster. The better the condition of the coin, the more it will fetch on the open market. While the 1979 Eisenhower dollar is certainly a significant part of U.S. coinage, some variations of this coin have been known to carry extraordinary value due to rare minting errors. Errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even missing details can make a coin stand out from the rest. These rare mistakes can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's dream. The 1979 Eisenhower dollar is not particularly famous for having widespread minting errors, but the few that do exist are incredibly valuable to those in the numismatic community. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar's value is its silver content. Although the majority of the 1979 Eisenhower dollars were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, there were some special silver coins minted. These coins were produced as part of a special collector's set, and they contain 40% silver, which is a major draw for collectors looking for coins with intrinsic value. Silver coins are usually worth more than their non-silver counterparts, and this is particularly true for the 1979 Eisenhower dollar. Now, you might be wondering just how much the 1979 Eisenhower dollar can be worth. While most of the coins produced in 1979 are only worth a few dollars in average circulated condition, there are certain versions that can fetch a much higher price. A coin that is in pristine, uncirculated condition or features unique attributes such as a minting error or silver content can be worth far more than its face value. In fact, one particular 1979 Eisenhower dollar with a rare minting error sold for an astonishing $105,000. This coin, with its unique features, was highly sought after by collectors, and it garnered an incredible price at auction. While not every 1979 Eisenhower dollar will command such a price, this example demonstrates just how valuable these coins can be when they possess rare characteristics or minting mistakes. Of course, even without a minting error, a 1979 Eisenhower dollar in excellent condition can still be worth significantly more than the typical coin. For example, the silver versions of the coin are more valuable because of their precious metal content. These coins are typically worth several times their face value, and if they are in uncirculated or proof condition, their value can increase even further. Coins that are well preserved and have been kept in high-quality conditions are always in demand among collectors, which makes the 1979 Eisenhower dollar a worthwhile investment for those who are serious about numismatics. In conclusion, the 1979 Eisenhower dollar is a remarkable piece of American history, and it's also a valuable item in the world of coin collecting. Whether it's a silver version, a proof coin, or a rare error coin, this coin has the potential to be worth far more than what you might expect. The value of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar can range from just a few dollars to a staggering $105,000, depending on its rarity, condition, and special features. If you're a collector or just someone interested in the fascinating world of coins, it's clear that the 1979 Eisenhower dollar is a coin worth paying attention to.